we're going to learn Feel Like a Stranger by the Grateful Dead in the style of Brent Mydland playing live in the 1980s. Let's get right to it. First, we're going to go over the introduction. There's an A being played in the bass by Phil, but the riff starts on a G triad. So you're playing a G triad in your right hand, and for everything we do, we're going to play whatever the highest note is with our right hand, also double it down below in the left hand. And the riff is a series of alternating G chords and A chords. And some of the G's will be major 7 chords, so we'll play the F sharp, the 7th, instead of playing the octave G. We'll do that the first time and the fourth and final time. All right, so the first part starts with the G in the root position. So we're going up to playing the 7th this time, the F sharp, and then we go up in inversion. So instead of the root position, we're going to go up in inversion. We'll add our top note as G. We'll play that down below as well. Then we're going to go up again to the next inversion. And then we're going to end with the same version we started with a slight change at the end. Because here, instead of coming back down, we're going to raise both of the F sharps up to G's. And then tag it with an A chord at the end. So here's the whole thing. Okay, let's move on to the verses. First of all, an overview of the chord changes. It starts, Bobby and Phil, they're all playing A's to G's. They do this several times, and then it modulates up to a C sharp minor to a B. And then it ends with this funky D chord. All right, let's break down what Brent might play. First, do not double Bobby. Don't do that. Don't do AGA like that. What Brent is doing is he's playing a series of fills. Let me give you an example of a few of them. So for all these fills, you can get creative and improvise on your own. No, it's all based on the A Mixolydian scale. The A Mixolydian, as a reminder, is an A major scale where you flat the 7th from a G sharp to a G. So you can start the scale on your index finger. Going multiple octaves. And then, as you can see from the riffs I demonstrated, it's playing those notes. So the first thing Brent always does is he does this little G double stop. G, G, A. And other things outline the A Mixolydian scale. So that riff from Without a Net. Right, so it's B, C sharp, G, C, C sharp, A. And then other things are more just double stops. After that part, when it modulates up to the C sharp minor, Brent usually does double that with the guitars. So feel free to just kind of play. I usually put an inversion with a third on the top. Feel like a stranger. Then to this D chord. Okay, this D chord, there's a D in the bass, and then E, A, B, D. And how we're going to remember those notes, there's a couple ways you can remember it. First of all, it's fourths. It's actually, it's building a chord built up in fourths, B to E, E to A to D, and we take the B and move it up an octave. But it's just a series of fourths. Kind of reminds you of kind of like a Miles Davis So What kind of type thing. Another way to remember it is coming up ahead, we have this riff, which you'll recognize as a signature riff. We'll learn that in a second, but note, it's got the exact same notes. So that's why we're all... Okay, so once you play that chord, then after each one of those, there's an interlude. The first time, it's usually what I'll call the calm interlude. And then the second two times, it's a hectic interlude. The first one's calm because you're just sort of playing on those notes. The band goes to A, and you can just kind of sketch out those notes as just kind of a calm, ethereal thing. And then to get back into the verse, you could do like a chordal walk down. So you could do... Right, so I'm doing like G, D, A, G, A. And then when you hit that last A, you're right back into that part. So the calm interlude is after verse 1, then we have verse 2, and then we do what I'll call the hectic interlude. And that's where we can double the riff that Jerry likes to play. You'll recognize it. 2, 3, 4. All right, let's break that down. So first the riff. So it starts on the and of 1. And you're going to play A, G, A, E, A. So 3, 4, 1. And then the last time you're going to play exactly that and then walk down. G, F sharp, E, A. So the whole thing slowly. All right, and then after that, you're going to do that riff we just talked about, which you can play it in octaves or just do one line is fine. So the riff is A, B, E, D, E, B. Again, A, B, E, D, E, B. And then after that, you're going to hit the E7 sharp 9 chord. That's the Jimi Hendrix chord for you guitar players out there. Brent, the band walks up from D, D sharp into the chord. Brent doesn't play that. The band goes back down to a D chord. Brent doesn't play that either. He usually just plays 2 hits on the sharp 9 chord. And so a suggested voicing for that is E in the bass, G sharp the 3rd, D the 7th, and G the sharp 9. You know it's gonna get stranger. All right, so let's put that hectic Jerry riff, the little tag riff, and then that all together. 3, 4, 1. So let's get on with the the show. So that's the hectic interlude. The song then goes into a third verse, and then it does and then through the hectic interlude again, and then you're heading into the C sharp minor jam. Both the vocals with "If This Were Love, How Would I Know," and then it just goes into a straight instrumental jam. We're going to come back to that in a minute, what to play over the C sharp minor jam. For now, let's skip ahead to the outro. The end of the song features some hits. It starts with that. So it's C sharp minor, B, C sharp minor, C sharp minor, B, A. And that repeats several times. Last time, then Jerry's playing this fast lick, you can just outline the chord, and then it goes to an F sharp major. Some online sources say that's a F sharp minor, that Brent plays an F sharp major, and then you tag at the end with the C sharp, the B. I like to voice that putting the root note on top. That's C sharp minor, B, C sharp minor. All right, so that's the level 1 way to play those hits at the end. Let me teach you a more advanced version of that, a hipper version. What you're going to do is the left hand is going to have fifths. It's going to be C sharp, B, and A. So I'm just taking the root and the fifth, and I'm going to move those around in my left hand. Your right hand is going to have the thumb on the B the entire time. And for the C sharp, you're going to play a C sharp minor 7. The B is the 7th. And then I'm going to play an E and a G sharp, the first and the third of that chord. And what's going to happen for this is there's going to be motion. I'm just going to go do the C sharp minor 7, a B major triad, and then I'm just going to I'm going to keep the B, and I play a C sharp and an E. And with the A, that gives you an A sus2 or an A9 chord, depending on how you want to think about it. So the hits all together go like this. And then you would finish out with the A again, with Jerry playing the riff, to the F sharp, and then the hits. All right, let's go back to the C sharp minor jam section. The first thing to know is you should pace yourself on this. This is going to be 4 to 6 minutes probably of jamming on the same chord. You have plenty of time to develop. You should start sparsely, and you can add and get busier and more complex as you go. So for the C sharp minor jam, the basic tool in your box that you're going to use is the C sharp Dorian scale. So the Dorian scale is the minor scale. It's the same as the B major scale, except you're going to start on C sharp. Okay, so what can you do with the C sharp Dorian scale? Well, Brent usually starts off by doing some of the same kind of double stops. Remember in the verse he did that kind of thing? Well, now we're in C sharp minor. He's going to do the same sort of thing. Just moving around on double stops. So you could do things like that. As you go, you can add in triads. And then you can also do pivots. So you could, for example, this is the C sharp minor triad here. And watch, my index finger stays the same, but I shift the other notes. So I'm doing C sharp minor triad, and then I'm raising my thumb to an A sharp, and I'm raising the upper note to an F sharp. Something you can combine with that is running chords down alternating between the C sharp minor inversions and the B major inversions. Alright, so you might do something like the pivot. And then walk down with using those inversions of the C sharp minor and B major chords. For some of the faster passages that Brent does with the fills, he uses the C pentatonic, minor pentatonic scale instead of the C Dorian. The C pentatonic is just 5 notes. It's 5 of the notes in the C sharp Dorian scale. You just leave out 2 of them. So C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, B is the same as the E major pentatonic scale. Well, we could do things like those descending runs he likes to do. All right, so I'm not going to break down each one of these riffs. As long as you get the fingering, these things fall pretty naturally. Fall pretty naturally in your hands. Another bonus lick I'll offer when you're working with the Dorian scale, you can kind of mess around with playing the octave, alternating with the octaves. You could do a lick like this. At the end of the C sharp minor jam, Jerry plays one of his signature riffs in the song, the one is to harmonize with it a third up. So if Jerry plays the riff down here, then our part would be to play, so I'm playing a third above B, A sharp, G sharp. And Brent is also using those pentatonic scales to fill in between Jerry's riff. So when he's doing something like that. All right, I hope you've learned some ways to approach Feel Like a Stranger. Catch you next time.